What's up, dudes? Welcome back for another little bit of K-pop news. I think this one's going to be really short, but we're talking about the fact that YesAsia is going to be coming back or making a comeback in one form or another before, well, the promotion period for 101 is finished. So we're going to talk about that. Like I do with all my videos, I'm in this one specific, in news video specifically, I'm going to give you guys a little recap on the news topic in which we're discussing, and then share my thoughts and opinions on said topic. Like I do always, with complete honesty. I'm not gonna hold anything back. So if you're interested in keeping up to date with a little bit of the news, hearing what I've got to say about that news, then please do click on the subscribe button down below, because not only will you hear the news, you will also hear my thoughts on other Korean music as well. So let's get into it. And we're gonna and obviously, right, I just said that YesAsia as a group is going to be making a comeback before the next year, basically, because 101, the members of 101 are locked up in contract with Mnet, or with who is it, CJNM, I believe it is, actually, or whoever the label is that's actually managing that group currently, for the next year. And that means that Minhyun, I believe, is made that group from YesAsia, and so he's not allowed to participate in anything that YesAsia could possibly be doing. So what they're going to be doing is, instead they're going to be making a comeback as a 4-member unit called YesAsia W, where the W, which is also cheesy and corny, and I'm not necessarily a big fan of it, but the W means waiting, which is nice. I think that's kind of, I mean, like, it's kind of like, really, come on, that's a little cheesy and corny, but at the same time, like, it's kind of meaningful, right? Because they're waiting for their one member, the now superstar member, to come back to them so that they can just, you know, continue promoting as a full group. So it's got a little bit of meaning for the fans of YesAsia, and I approve of it, yet I also am not really, I don't really know how I feel about it. I think it's kind of silly, but at the same time, like, that's cool. It's got a meaning to it. It's got a good meaning to it, or at least I think it's got a good meaning to it. So that's fantastic. It's really nice to see that, obviously, that YesAsia is going to be making a comeback now, and it makes sense, right, to be releasing something before the year is over, because, like, they got some massive exposure after the final episode, the season finale, or the series conclusion, or whatever you want to call it, of the latest season of Produce 101, where I think one of their most recent songs was like charting #1, and their album sales just like skyrocketed into oblivion, and it was fantastic. They got a lot of attention and promotion, which is the entire reason why they were even a contestant on or why most of the members were a contestant on the show to begin with, was to kind of give YesAsia a little jump start on their career, because, to be completely honest, the YesAsia as a group was dying, if not they were already dead. But the show and their performance and their participation has breathed new light back into them, and it's great to see that they're coming back. I personally am a really big fan of YesAsia. I think really the thing that's kind of killed them and sunk them is the fact that apparently the company couldn't decide on one specific sound and concept and style that they were going to go with. So their music, from their debut up until their most recent song, has just been a mishmash of random stuff, and it's a little hard for a fan to really latch onto a group when, like, they're going to come up with something that's completely different and probably not even really what you signed up for, what got you interested in that group. So then you're going to be less interested in anything that comes out in the future. It's just kind of the way it goes. Consistency is really kind of the best way, I think, to build a strong fan base. And so this also kind of plays into a little bit, I guess we're just going to briefly talk, because it actually is relevant to the fact that Minhyun is locked into 101 and is only able to participate in that group's activities, which I'm going to be seeing them at KCON LA, so that's super cool. I'll get to see a YesAsia member there, plus a couple other guys, and it makes sense that they would be able to do that, because the sad thing after the aftermath of Produce 101 Season 1 is that all the groups were like, yo, we need these girls back, because the shelf life, or the amount of time that people are going to actually give a crap about who they are, is going to be over in the blink of an eye. And so as the MBK Entertainment, and again Mnet, CJNM, as didn't have the opportunity to really fully realize the potential that IOI could have had with their promotions, because it was, I mean, you had the companies that were fighting over like whether or not they can get their idols back or their trainees back to then, do something with them. And it just created chaos to a certain extent, and just the entire situation afterwards became kind of messy because, again, makes sense, perfect business sense. When you get a huge injection of popularity and attention from whatever the source is, you want to take advantage of that as quickly as you possibly can. And allowing your trainees to participate in a different group, make other people money, profit off of all of the attention that they gained for a year, and then when that year is over and they come back home so then you can use them, people aren't really going to care anymore, because they're going to care more about like, well, this member, people are going to be more, I suppose, inclined and more supportive of IOI or 101 over any of the other groups. Although being a contestant on Produce 101 does actually, no matter how, I think within the next year and a half or so, at the very least, like people who participated in Produce 101, people who are in 101 itself, they're going to get a pretty significant boost to their releases after that, just because of that whole popularity thing. And it's always good. So it's good from a business sense for Mnet and CJE&M and whoever the label is that's managing 101, that they're locked in the contract for one whole year, because they can actually like put forward a good like promotion plan and a good schedule of like when they're going to release songs, so that their promotions and their commercial deals and stuff like that aren't going to be as messy and complicated, and just, I guess, in general, not as whole in the sense of like it's the entire group like IOI was, because that was a completely different business saga that I didn't even get into. But that was, there were definitely a couple of companies that wanted their members to be used immediately versus participating with IOI. So that was probably a super fun conversation that was had between the different parties involved in that, but we're not having that. So it's good, and yet it's also kind of bad, because then the labels, the entertainment companies who provided the trainees, don't get that immediate payoff like they probably want. But at the same time, like they knew that before going into it, so they kind of understood. Curious or interestingly, or something that's going to be kind of interesting though, is because of the fact that they put on that like 1 year requirement, you gotta promote this 1 year exclusive contract with the group that comes out of Produce 101. Are there going to be any companies that are going to be interested in a season 3 if CJE&M says like, yo, you got to commit to 1 year after the finale of the show, and then you can go back to your original entertainment company to then for them to take advantage of you after that? It's going to be interesting. That whole thing is going to be interesting, because like, I don't know, from a business sense, if I personally was running an entertainment company and I didn't get to take immediate advantage from any sort of attention and eyeballs that a trainee on that show got from me, I would not be inclined to participate in the next year. Although, cost benefit analysis is like, what is the long-term effect versus like keeping this trainee unknown and then debuting them in a group later on? I don't know. It's interesting. It's kind of a little bit of a complicated thing. Obviously, is more business oriented than it might otherwise be. But at the end of the day, I'm super happy that Newest through Produce 101 got more attention, because I think that they were great. They just didn't have a solid identity up until, well, never. Hopefully they do from now on. And it's sad that Minhyun is not going to be able to participate with the group for a year, but that's the way that it goes. But we are grateful for the fact that the rest of the guys are going to be coming back as Newest W, and I'm really, really looking forward to that song. So hopefully, just because I'm jealous, just because like I want it now, I'm needy, I'm crazy, I'm a crazy K-pop fan, I need this music, I want the song to be released tomorrow. I know that's not possible, so we'll just give them, because I'm being generous and kind, we'll give them the opportunity to release it in next week maybe. Why not? I'm just kidding. They can release it whenever they want. I'm still looking forward to it. So that's really all that I got to say. Rambled on. This is what I get for not really writing anything down. I probably could have made this video 5 minutes, but Too bad. It's 10 minutes long. So if you guys watched all the way to the end, I really, really do appreciate it. You know, you just listen to me talk about random crap that's semi-related. Maybe I've repeated the same stuff over and over again. But like I said, if you watched all the way to the end of this video, I do love you and I appreciate you for that. Throw your thoughts and opinions on this whole thing down in the comments below. Share your opinions on the news or newest and Produce 101 in general. We're trying to build a community here that is all about having a little bit of friendly and respectful discussion about our thoughts and opinions, whether we agree or disagree. So if that is a community that you are interested in becoming a part of, then please do consider clicking on the subscribe button down below. You can join the community, of course, and be updated with whatever the future discussions are going to be. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time.